Okay, so I thought it is -2 right now, not extremely chilly, so it is a good day to be able to make a video of how we do our outdoor chores on the farm with the animals. So most of the chores just involve feeding the animals in the morning and getting ready before homeschool starts at 9 a.m. So since it's -2, I can actually film without any gloves. Okay, so first off, you see the dogs behind me right there. They are waiting to be fed. They know. Come here. Good boy. So what we do is we have their raw meat out in the freezer. I thought I was able to rotate this, but I guess not. Okay, so this freezer right here has all the dog meat. So I'm just gonna grab that. I'll show you real quick. Right here. We have to make a dog meat run tomorrow to the city because we're running low. So I'm gonna feed these guys. I'll show you where I feed them actually. Let me just grab it and then I will show you. Okay, so the meat is a handful. And so this is for these guys. 3 dogs, 3 big hunks of meat. We usually have them in cube form, but this time the butcher was in a hurry and he did not have the meat prepared on time. So we just took the packets off of him real quick now. So usually in summertime we feed them twice a day, or if the cubes, which are smaller, we feed them twice a day, once in the morning and once in the evening. But these days, these hunks are huge. They're about, I think, 4 pounds of meat each, and or more. So we just feed them once a day, and this is good for them. And sometimes if we feel that, you know, they're still a little bit hungry around the evenings, and we give them some kibble, which we keep in the coop over there. So I'm headed over there. You see those small buildings over there? That is where we are headed, and that's where we have an arrangement for the dogs, for the short-haired ones especially. The Caucasian Shepherd, she likes to stay outside, rolls in the snow all day. Okay, I'll see you in the coop and the kennel. Okay, so this behind me here is the kennel. We got this made. It's actually a lovely cabin that we got made for the dogs. Now, last winter, our short-haired dogs, they are a Dogo Argentino and Great Dane mix. So the winter was terrible for them. They went and stayed in the barn, and we had lots of hay and you know, some emergency arrangement that we had for them. But we just felt really bad. We didn't feel that it was warm enough. They survived nicely. So this time, before winter came, we actually got this made for these guys with the heater. So now they are really nice and warm inside. Also, we made that coop for our chickens last year in summers. So they're there for the summer, but in the winter, we brought them in here as well. And I'll show you, this is still, we put in this flap here for the dogs to go in and out of. And this is still a new arrangement. So I have to set the kennel up. So, here you go. This is where the dogs are. So when I'm charging their collars, they have electric collars because they tend to leave the property and go try to rip up other people's dogs and the others. So they do that, and that's another story for another day. So what we do is we take off their collars. We do have replacements, but they chew the collars so much. We've gone through like 6 collars already. So we chain them up here for about 4 hours, and they're nice and comfortable. And that's when we charge the collars. And I leave their food with them so they can munch on it. They have their water in here, and they have the chickens in here to keep them company. And I still have to put up the chickens' nesting boxes because, like I said, this is still a newer arrangement that we have. And above here we have the heater. This place is nice and toasty. They're living better than us right now. So let me quickly give them their hunks of meat, and then I'm going to go and show you the cats and just the horses. Okay, so the dogs are fed. Well, that behind me is actually the back side of my studio that we built from scratch this summer, and it leads out to a patio for our mainecoons. So I'll show you them as well in a minute. But before that, I wanted to show you our horses' water trough. That's where the horses are eating right now, right there. And this is where we keep their water with their water heater, because it gets to below -50 here. We need a water heater. So the patio door, there's one outside as well, and this is the backside of my studio. We finished everything in the summer, in the fall, in panic because winter was approaching fast. Then I had to make a trip overseas as well, back home to Pakistan. And so a lot of our, I would say 85% of what we wanted to accomplish before winter hit, we were able to do it. So it was still a good start to winter. There are still some things that we will continue to do, and we're hoping to do when the weather's good, like today. We're hoping to maybe install a water tap. This is our house, so maybe in the back over here, to easily be able to water the horses. Because for now, what we have to do is, if you see this pipe, we take this pipe and it goes all the way to the front of our house, and we have a tap over there, and then that's where we get the water out of. But the pipes freeze, so what we need to do every 3-4 days is, as the water gets really low, we take the pipe indoors overnight, and then we let it thaw. And the next morning we feed, we water, we fill up the buckets. So I'm going to take you into the patio. Okay, look at this little monkey here. His name's Bear, and he just turned 4 months yesterday. And there's Missy. Hello, baby. She just turned 4 months as well. They're from the same litter, and their parents are on the inside of my studio. Oh, here's Mom. Beretta. Hey, baby. There. And I believe she is expecting again. It was due, but I was supposed to be there for her time. However, I was overseas, and my husband wasn't the best in keeping an eye on things. So I couldn't mark my calendar on exactly when her dates were and what happened. So I am just keeping a very, very close eye on her every day, trying not to leave her, side, just to observe and see where this is at. Because I believe at this point she is about 7 weeks. And we have another 2 to 2.5 weeks before our babies come. Right, Beretta? Right, Beretta? Oh, she's a sweetheart. Okay, so I'll take you inside of my studio, which is going to be messy because school is going to start, and we're setting up for school right now. And there's books everywhere, and then my kids, their tables, and it's not ideal, but I'll take you in a minute. Okay, so here I am. I'm in the studio and the schoolroom. I will show you. I thought that I would be able to, rotate the camera on the phone, but these things change all the time. I guess not. Okay, so we enter from here, these 2 sliding doors, and so this behind me is what the schoolroom looks like. I will give you a detailed tour later and where and how I keep things. How do I manage my work from here, as well as the cats, because this is also the shared space with my cats. And then how do I do school here as well. These are folding tables that I set up for the kids, and when they're done school, I usually put them over there in those cabinets, these IKEA PAX cabinet system. Over here, there, tucked behind those, is my sewing studio. Okay, and that's my computer working station. And here's my reading corner and a little bit of library. Most of the books that I have on there are sitting in a pile over there right now, because these are the resources that I use with them during the week. And the weekend is approaching, which means I need to make next week syllabus, and I have to get all of that ready. So I have all of these stacked up there. And so this is what the schoolroom is like. I think I'm getting a sore throat. The mirrors definitely make the space look much bigger and nicer. And they help with storing so much stuff here that I would not even know what to do if I didn't have this cabinet system. So the cats, they go to their patio through that flap down there. And that leads to that patio that I showed you guys earlier. It's a very nice setup. I put a lot of thought into it before we designed and created it completely by hand, my husband and I. And I think we did a pretty good job. The cats are comfortable, so we take them inside, of course. But this is where they live, and then they come join us inside. Now, if she's going to have her babies, she's going to be in the room with me, so I can keep an eye on her. So this weekend, we are hoping to move her in, and then I'm thinking she'll probably get lonely, so I'm gonna move all of the cats in there for the next few months in my bedroom in the house. So school starts any minute now, and this is what we do in the morning. In addition to spending a little time with the new colts that every morning I brush them a little bit. I spend about 20 minutes with them, just talking to them. So that's what I didn't show you guys today, but that will be another video of how to do the initial bonding and socializing with your colts. But this is what our morning routine looks like. See you guys later.